Hello, my name is Emmanuel. I'm currently a student at Rose State College in Midwest City, Oklahoma. I'm graduating this semester with my associate's degree in computer programming. My capstone project was a C# Windows Forms application for patient management that uses Firebase as a real-time database. Today, I'm going to go through the steps to create a CRUD application using Windows Forms and Firebase. It's going to be a very simple application, not a lot of data validation or significant error checking. This is mainly a demonstration of how to connect in real time with C# to a Firebase database. First thing you want to do is go to firebase.google.com. If you have a Google account, then you get a Firebase account for free. You'll come to this page and just click Get Started. As you can see, I already have two projects here, but what you'll want to do is click Add Project. You can name the project anything you want. I'm going to call this Firebase Tutorial. Click Continue. Click Continue. I'm gonna just use my default account for my Firebase. Create project. Click Continue. I'm gonna push this out just a little bit so I can see more. I think my screen's a little too big. There we go. So if you go over here and you click Database, you should be able to come down and click Create Real-Time or Create Database. I'm gonna start this in test mode and then click Enable. And here, I believe, is your authentication, but we're going to use that in a little bit. I'm going to dismiss this here for now. I'm going to go to Visual Studio. I'm using Visual Studio 2017. I'm going to click Control-Shift-N for a new project. Over here at Visual C# and Windows Desktop, click Windows Forms Application. I'm going to call this Patient Management Form, and I'm going to save it right on my desktop. Click OK. First thing I'm going to do over here is go to my Solution Explorer. And I'm going to rename this Form 1 to Main Form. Then I'm gonna right click so I can see my properties. The text at the top of the form is right here. I'm gonna rename this to Patient Management. Okay. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure that my authentication is working. In order to do that, you have to download a NuGet package. So click here on your Solution Explorer and go to Manage NuGet Packages. It's gonna automatically go to installed, but you're gonna want to click Browse and then click FireSharp. This is the one that you want here. FireSharp by Zizal with 72 downloads. It's the version 2.04. Just click here for the project that you want to install it into, and then click Install. accept, and I think it's not working. And you shouldn't have to reload Visual Studio for this to work. Oh, it's still going. There we go. Now it's installed. And you shouldn't have to click Visual or reload Visual Studio for this to work. So go over here to your main form, right click so you can view the code. And then we're going to want to set up our authentication. So what you're going to want to do is go right here to your using statements. And we're going to be using firesharp.config. And then using firesharp.interfaces. And then using firesharp.response. Okay, and then right here, right below your public partial class, you're going to want to write Firebase config. And I'm going to call this Firebase configuration, or you can call it config. Let's just call it config. Equals new Firebase config. And then you're going to want to write in your authentication secret and your base path. So auth secret equals, we'll just make it an empty string for now, and then base path. Oops, this is supposed to be a comma. And then base path is going to be an empty string for now. I'm going to put a semicolon at the bottom of your brackets. This is an object of the Firebase config class. So this is the way you initialize this. I'm going to go back to Google Firebase. And this is going to be your base path. So you're going to want to copy this. And now we have to find the authentication secret. So over here at this little settings icon, click that. Go to project settings. Go to service accounts. Go to database secrets. And this should be your authentication secret for your particular Firebase application. Just click show and then just copy it. Go back to your C# application and then paste this into your authentication secret. Now we're going to want to initialize a client object. And then on form load, what we're going to want to do is make sure that the we're going to declare the client object here. But down here is where we instantiate the object. So client equals new FireSharp dot Firebase client. And we're gonna use the configuration of the config as the parameter. And then just to make sure that it's working, we'll say if client not equal to null, message box.show connection established. Okay, that should be working. So if we're connected to this Firebase database, if we've done that correctly, when we run this application, we should see a message box show up saying that the connection is established. So just Control S to save, Control Shift B to build, and then press start. It's over here. I've got multiple screens going up, so it's showing up on the wrong screen. But as you can see, the connection is established and the form loads. There we go. Okay, this has been part 1.